You're standing in a Lexus showroom. The RX 350 in front of you looks perfect, quiet, comfortable. That badge on the hood that says you made it. The sticker says $54,950 for the premium with all-wheel drive. And honestly, it's a good SUV. I'm not here to trash it. But before you sign anything, I need to show you one thing. There's a crash test the safety folks run every year. And a few years back, they changed it. They started putting a second dummy in the back seat, not just up front, because it turns out a lot of cars protect the driver beautifully and forget about everybody else. The Lexus RX scored the lowest possible rating on that test. Poor, not average. Poor. The driver's seat? Excellent. Every single measurement came back good. But the back seat, where your wife sits, where your grandkids sit, that's where it fell apart. Now, the 4 SUVs I'm about to show you all cost less than that RX. Every one of them. One of them by more than $10,000. And the number one pick has an interior a Lexus owner would recognize the second they sat down, while getting 38 miles per gallon instead of 24. Stick with me. By the end, you'll know exactly which one fits your life. If you appreciate real market data instead of marketing hype, hit the like button. Because today, we're following the numbers, not the advertisements. Let me be straight with you first, because I'm not going to pretend the RX is a bad car. Lexus just finished number one again in the J.D. Power Dependability Study. 4th year in a row. Nobody beat them. And the RX is cheap to keep. About $550 a year in repairs, when the average luxury midsize SUV runs $807. That difference goes in your pocket. Doors swing wide. It's also genuinely easy to get in and out of. Seat height sits right about where your hip is, so you're not climbing up or dropping down into it. If you've got a bad knee or a stiff back, that's worth more than horsepower will ever be. So why look anywhere else? 2 reasons. First, Lexus barely discounts these. Kelley Blue Book says expect somewhere between $400 and $2,000 off sticker. That's it. Other brands are handing out $3,000–$4,000 off without you even asking. Second, and this one surprised me, J.D. Power found that luxury vehicles now have more problems than regular ones, and the gap keeps growing. The badge isn't buying peace of mind anymore. It's buying more screens that can freeze. Which brings me to the number one complaint from RX owners 3 years running. Electronics. Screens going black. One guy's electric door handle quit on him during a snowstorm. Number 4. The Acura MDX. This one's for you if you've got grandkids, because it's got 3 rows. The Lexus has 2. Base price lands right around $51,000. So you're saving a few thousand off that RX, and you're getting an entire extra row plus a lot more room behind it. Under the hood, a 290 horsepower V6, not a turbo 4-cylinder, an actual 6. It's smoother, and it doesn't make that strained buzzing sound the Lexus makes when you punch it merging onto the highway. Kelley Blue Book also says the MDX holds its value about as well as anything in this class. So the money you save buying it, you're not handing back when you sell it. Now here's where I owe you the truth. The MDX did not earn a top safety award for 2026. On that backseat crash test I mentioned, it scored acceptable. Better than the Lexus, which got poor, but not the best. And J.D. Power's numbers on Acura as a brand came in below the industry average this year. That's why it's number 4. It's a whole lot of SUV for the money. It's just not the safest bet on this list. Number 3. The Genesis GV70. If you've never sat in one, do yourself a favor. This is a real luxury car, not a regular car with leather thrown at it. An actual luxury cabin that makes the Lexus feel a little plain. Starts at $49,345. That's over $5,000 under that RX. And people aren't even paying sticker. Real buyers are landing about 5% below it. 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive standard, where Lexus charges you $1,600 extra for it, and a 27-inch screen stretching across the dash on the base car. Then the warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles on the powertrain. Lexus gives you 6 years and 70,000. That's 4 extra years of somebody else covering your engine. It also earned the top safety award the Lexus missed. Good rating on the backseat test. The catch? Consumer Reports put Genesis near the bottom of their reliability list this year. J.D. Power puts them in the middle of the pack. Two respected sources, two different answers. I'm not going to pretend I know which one's right, because nobody does yet. Just walk in with your eyes open. One more thing, it's a little smaller inside than the RX. Fine for two people. Snug if you're regularly hauling 4 adults. Number 2. The Kia Sorento SX Prestige Hybrid. I know, Kia. Stay with me for 60 seconds. 48,635 on the sticker. Over 6,000 under the Lexus. For that, you get 3 rows of seats. You get 38.5 cubic feet of cargo room behind the second row. The Lexus gives you 29.6. That's a full third more space for suitcases, groceries, a walker, golf clubs, whatever you haul. You get a hybrid, so you're at the pump a lot less. And you get that same 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. But here's the part that ought to stop you cold. The Sorento earned Top Safety Pick Plus for 2026. That means it scored good, the highest rating there is, on the exact same backseat crash test where the Lexus scored poor. Sit with that a second. A Kia costing $6,000 less protects the people in your backseat better than the Lexus does. That's not me talking. That's the crash data. J.D. Power also gives it 82 out of 100 for predicted reliability. That's in the great range. Is the cabin as nice as a Lexus? No, it's good. It's not Lexus. That's the trade you're making. And number 1, the Toyota Crown Signia. $44,690 against $54,950 for that RX. You just kept over $10,000 in your bank account, and you didn't cheap out to do it. Edmunds, folks who test these for a living, said the interior wouldn't look out of place in a Lexus. Leather seats standard, all-wheel drive standard, no upcharge, full Toyota safety suite standard. Then there's the fuel economy, 38 miles per gallon combined. That RX 350 gets 24. One reviewer took it 400 miles through mountains and city traffic and saw 42. If you drive 12,000 miles a year, you're cutting your gas bill close to in half. Every year you own it. And Toyota just finished first in Consumer Reports reliability rankings. First, ahead of Lexus, which is Toyota's own luxury brand. Fold the rear seats, and you've got 68.8 cubic feet back there. The Lexus tops out at 46. 2 honest warnings, because I'm not going to sell you something. 1. The warranty's shorter than the Lexus. 3 years basic instead of 4, 5 years on the powertrain instead of 6. Toyota does cover the hybrid battery 10 years, but the basic coverage is thinner. Know that going in. 2. The safety folks haven't run that back seat crash test on the Crown Signia yet, so I can't sit here and tell you it beats the Lexus there. I can only tell you nobody's tested it. I'd rather say that than guess. And behind the second row, cargo space is actually a bit tighter than the RX. It's shaped more like a wagon. If you're always loading tall boxes, go look at that Sorento instead. So where does that leave you? Want 3 rows and a warranty that outlasts your car loan? The Sorento. Want a real luxury cabin for less? The Genesis. Big family and you want a V6? The MDX. Want the smartest money on this whole list? The Crown Signia. But listen, I'm not telling you to cancel your Lexus appointment. The RX is a good SUV, and for some of you it's still the right call, especially if your dealer treats you well and you plan on keeping it 15 years. All I'm asking is that, before you sign, go drive one of these 4. Just one. Give it an after, because the worst thing in car buying isn't choosing wrong. It's choosing without knowing what else was sitting out there. Now I want to hear from you. If you own an RX right now, tell me down in the comments what made you buy it and whether you'd buy it again today. I read every one of these. And if you walked away from a luxury badge and bought a Toyota or a Kia instead, tell me honestly, did you ever regret it? Somebody watching this is trying to make that exact decision, and your comment might be the thing that helps them. If this saved you money or saved you a headache, hit that like button and subscribe. I put these out every week. Real numbers, real crash test data, no dealership nonsense. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.